So when I was sitting like this, one passerby, a curious person, he comes and say, hey, how do you manage with so many activity going on, so many hustle bustle going on, and such things are happening? You are sitting like this thing and remain calm and quiet and peaceful. No? Everybody is getting disturbed, everybody is getting tensed up and stressed up. How you are able to stay in that silence, in this thing, in this chaos happening? No? Then he said, oh, my dear friend, it's very simple. While everybody sees the trees moving, what do you say? When everybody see the sun making rounds. So this is the world's greatest comedy show. So this is what is happening, he says. So the passerby says, what? Comedy show? Comedy show? What is the comedy here? Yes. Chris grinned. Imagine trees doing the tango and the sun playing the hide and seek. Life is a big joke and I am here for the laughs, he said. This entire world that is going on is like a drama, and we are all actors. So therefore, he says that I am here for enjoying, for the laughs, he said. Suddenly, the passerby froze, realizing something. Wait. So you are saying I have been taking life too seriously. All these days, I was thinking that I'm lost, taking life too seriously. I never knew that I'm playing a drama. I never knew that I'm an actor. I've actually got engrossed in my acting. Now I realize. So Krishna looked at him, yes. Now let us join the dance of the trees and laugh with the sun. And with that, they embraced the whimsical rhythms of the wonderful thing together, leading to happiness, peace, and calmness. This is a small story of the Krish and the passerby. So, what is happening? Mind is in outer layer of the mind, activity going on. Just like in Mumbai, activities are going on. But inside, you understand that activities are outside. I need not be engrossed in the activity. I can maintain my calmness, peace, and blissful awareness. So we all have two layers of the mind. The outer layer, the gross layer outside, and the inner layer, the subtler layer. We all have this experience when you are sitting and hearing something deep within you, in the subtler layer of the mind. Something is going on, thinking, oh, I have come from Mongolia, and what is happening, and election is going to go. Probably, who is going to win the elections, And somebody else thinking we are sitting here today, I do not know what breakfast you are going to get, Will it be the same khichdi, boring, And somebody else is thinking, my father was admitted to a hospital, and what is happening to him? There is going to be some surgery, whether it will be successful or not. All of you are aware, inside layer of the mind. How many of you have understood? Inner layer of the mind. You all have this thing. You all have, at one time or other, understood this thing. So, we have the inner layer, we have the outer layer. Outer layer is the external activities. Inner layer is the one that you have to keep in silence. This is what happens to a great yoga master, for a gnani. for a realized soul. All the time inside, he is in happiness, bliss, peace, calmness, and silence inside. Inner layer of the mind in silence. Outside layer in activity. So inner non-activity, silence. So a gnani, a realized soul, understands night in the day. What is the night? Non-activity of the mind inside, in the outer layer of the mind that you see. So outside activities may be going on, outer layer of the mind. Or if you put this thing, you can see the activity going on. Inside, complete silence, calmness, peace, blissful awareness, harmony. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya, says. Krishna says, action in relaxation, action in non-action. Inside, silence, but outside you are doing the activity. Any activity you may be doing. You may be seeing, walking, eating, drinking, walking, doing any activity outside, but inside all the time in silence. I'm talking inside, complete silence inside. Blissful awareness. This is the secret that it says. This is what we have to do. You have a dancing girl. In Kerala, there are beautiful dancers. They keep a pot on the head, and they dance to the tune of music. Wonderful. So, what is there? All the time her attention is that the pot should not fall. So, inner awareness. Inside, full of that awareness. Peace, silence. Outside activity. We had a beautiful yoga demonstration, yogasana demonstration. One of the girls put a small candle here in the thing, like this. And then did all asanas, went back and then front, like this thing, completely. It's so well. She was so flexible. Many asanas, sitting, standing, lying down, everything she did. But where is her mind? All the time that inner awareness, inner awareness. This is seeing silence in activity, awareness inside. What's a master driver? You are going through very disturbed streets, but is all the time in that near awareness. You are driving with utmost ease, with wonderful relaxation, he is doing that. But if you are not a good driver, you get lost, you get tensed up, you get stressed up. You drive 10 kilometers, you are all tired. But a master driver, he drives 500 kilometers with calmness, peace. This is action in awareness or action in relaxation. Initially, it starts with awareness, it grows into relaxation and deeper dimension. Another small story for you to illustrate this. In the heart of Chennai, how many of you heard about Chennai in India? Chennai is in the east coast. Bombay, Mumbai is on the west coast. The sea beach, we have beautiful. Chennai has a beautiful, sea beach, one of the best, Verona beach there. So, in this Chennai, there was a dancing girl. She was doing so well. She captivated the crowd in one demonstration with her graceful moves, a pot precariously balanced in her head. She kept a beautiful pot, well decorated with nice flowers, everything, and she was sitting there and then dancing to the tune of music. Wonderful demonstration she had in Triplicane Beach. She was there. All people were seeing so and enjoying the beautiful dance she did. Spectators marveled at her wonderful skill because she was bending to the left and the right and the front and the back, everywhere with a beautiful dance. And slowly she was going very fast, sometimes coming back, all according to the music. Everybody was thrilled, and everybody was praising. So amidst the audience, there was a master driver. And when she completed, then he came. He was very well known. He is a great master driver. He used to run taxi amidst the very swirling roads of Chennai. He came forward and he congratulated the girl. Oh, you are so wonderful. You are great. Fantastic that you have done. And I think even you can do this while driving a car, he said. You can be a master driver and doing the part and doing this thing. He was telling. So everybody was surprised. That was the comment that he gave. As the dancing girl performed, the master driver quipped, "Look at her. She can dance with such balance. She could even drive a car with a pot on her head," he said. Everybody was very happy. But the crowd chuckled. But little did they know the surprise which is going to await them. What is the surprise? Next day, the master driver came in an open car, and he was driving in the sandy beach of Triple Cane. And what he was doing? He has kept a pot on his head and driving like. So, what was he proving? When you have the inner awareness, when in inner calmness, in our peace, in our silence, blissful awareness, you can do wonders. Any act you can do. You can be dancing, you can be driving, you can be doing anything. Proving that the action could indeed be taken with both awareness and relaxation. That is a small story which I wanted to. From there, we come to the second secret. Krishna says, then you must see day in night, he says. What is night? Outside, silence. You must see activity in silence. It's called Gnanasthiti, activity in Gnanasthiti. Seeing day in night. Night for normal persons is silence. Mind is not working. It is non-action. But for him, it is a day for a realized person, for great person, seeing activity in silence. When you are sleeping, how can you see activity? Because you are lost and mind is silent. When your mind is silent, how can you see activity there? Is the question that comes. So, an example. Top. All of you have played the top as children. You play this and it is rotating. The top. All of you have played. How many of you have played top? Never think. So here it's very common. A lot of people, they do these things with a thread and then do this thing. It will start rotating. So when it was rotating, there was a child. Child looked at top, wanted to catch it. Why? It thought top is stationary. Top is not moving. It did not understand, the child. Child thought, oh, I can go there and take the top. It thought. But what is our understanding? Top appears to be not moving, but it is rotating. This is seeing activity in silence, activity in non-activity. This is the example of a top. Then we go to the scientific thing. We all knew that every object is stationary. This table is stationary, we all know. This is stationary, this is stationary. And we know that every atom is stationary. The whole world is completely stationary. It is not moving. If you ask anybody whether the stage is moving, what are you talking? Stage is moving? No, you'll say. If somebody says whether this is moving, what do you say? No, it is not moving, it is stationary. But what does a scientist know? Inside, there are millions and trillions of molecules going on, whirling, with tremendous activity going on inside. In an atom, the electrons whirling around the nucleus with tremendous speed. So this is the difference between a scientist, a quantum physicist, and a normal person. A normal person, we deal with all these things as stationary, as non-moving, as non-activity. This is night for us. Night means non-activity. But a realized person, a great quantum physicist, a great scientist, he understands that no, though it may look outside stationary, there is great activity going on inside. Totally unknown to common person, but very clear to a scientist, activity in the atom. So this is seeing action in non-action. In matter, there is activity going on inside. Similarly, when a great gnani, a great realized person, you understand when I'm sleeping, when the mind is silent, it is not really silent. There is activity going on. Today, in neuroscience, we have got our polysomnography, sleep research lab we have here, and you are sleeping in the night, but we have put the electrodes here. We put EEGs and track what is happening to your brain. When you are there, there is continuous activity going on. All activity going on inside, in the brain. There are different phases of sleep. You have got REM sleep and non-REM sleep. REM sleep is rapid eye movement sleep. That is the dream state. First, when you go into deep sleep without dream. That's called non-REM sleep, NREM sleep. In that, the mind goes into state of unconscious, silence. Then, even in that state, there is the brain activity going on. Then suddenly you wake up, you have a beautiful dream. In the dream, what happens? Your eyes start moving. Rapid eye movement sleep, it is called. So we put a sensor here on the eye thing. It's called oculogram. And you can see tremendous things coming up. When you are dreaming, the oculogram jumps up and down, like this thing, showing that you are dreaming. So you can track when you are dreaming, you can track when you are not dreaming. Dream sleep and dreamless sleep are the two things. In the dreamless sleep, called sushupti, called the NREM sleep, also there is activity going on. The EEGs will show various signals coming there. And it may have different patterns they have. You've got the alpha sleep, the beta sleep, and then the delta sleep. The best form of sleep is the fourth phase, where your brain activity is very less. Only 3 cycles, 4 cycles per minute, per second. Whereas when you have a disturbed sleep, not dream sleep, even in the non-REM sleep, even in the sushupti, in the deep sleep, also you can have a disturbed sleep, where your beta signals are very much more. The high frequency things are going on inside. Therefore, today in science, we have understood when you are sleeping, your mind is not silent, your brain is not silent. The brain is in activity going on. So this is the understanding of a neuroscientist. Just like a physicist understands in this there is activity. Similarly, a neuroscientist, a brain surgeon, brain expert, he will understand that in the brain, activity goes on when you are asleep. So similarly, when you are going to meditation, your mind may become calm, silent, and you have wonderful meditation going on. But don't think that is the end. Mind has not become completely silent. Mind has not gone into the highest stage of that moksha sthiti. This is what many great yoga masters do not recognize. They get into what is called a samadhi. The eighth limb of Patanjali's thing. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. First 5 limbs. Then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Samadhi is super consciousness, where the mind has gone into wonderful silence, single thought, and they think that now I have reached the highest stage. Wrong. But then it says, getting a glimpse of Samadhi is only the beginning. All of you should get a glimpse of Samadhi. But that is not the Kaivalya. Patanjali says, after the Samadhi, there are 8 levels of Samadhi, higher and higher and higher stages. And you have to go deeper and deeper, cleansing ourselves more and more, more and more, more and more. You must understand in Samadhi also there is activity. If you put our brain things, again there will be activities that are shown in the Samadhi. There is 2 types of Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Savikalpa Samadhi, according to the general thing. Patanjali distinguishes further 8 types of Samadhi. Vichara, Vitarka, Ananda, Aspita, Anugama, Sampragnataha. Vichara, Vinam, Asampragnataha. So you have 8 types of Samadhi. You go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And finally you reach the Kaivalya. That's the ultimate reality beyond all the Panchakoshas. Therefore, here Krishna is telling, therefore, when your mind is in silence, mind is in deep meditation, when the mind is in Samadhi state, don't think you have reached the highest. There is activity that is going on. In the sleep, there is activity going on. In Samadhi, there is the inner subtle activity going on. In the subtle layer of the mind, there is activity going on. And that is the secret that he brings in. So, we have to go deeper and deeper. Action in non-action has to be realized. In the non-action, you have all the amount of activities. They are all showing up as our personality traits. They are hidden. In the Manomaya Kosha, Vijnana, Anandamaya Koshas, all your personality traits, Tamas, Rajas, Sattva, they are all hidden. They are all there as the imprints. That's called Smriti. Smriti is memory store. So the memory store is considered Sanchita Karma and Prarabdha Karma. Whatever action that we do, it has a corresponding imprint in our mind. Newton's law says action and reaction are equal and opposite. You do a good action, there's a good imprint in your mind. Good samskara builds up. Good sanchita karma comes. You do a bad action, you have a bad karma that gets imprinted in your mind. Your personality changes. So, the good action and bad action, good karma, bad karma, they are all stored in your memory store. And that is called Sanchita Karma and Prarabdha Karma. So they're all hidden in this thing. So when you are sleeping, you are in that state. And when you go into the first Samadhi, they slowly start getting cleansed. These bad karmas start getting reduced. Good karmas start coming up more and more. And you are very, very happy, wonderful. But then you have to go to the higher thing. What is that Samadhi? Patanjali defines. The meaning of Samadhi is Samyak Adhiyate iti Samadhi. What is Dhyana and what is Samadhi? You must be understanding that. What is Dhyana? Meditation. Meditation is staying in a single thought. You are staying in an awareness. That's the dimension. Tadeva arthamatra nirphasa swarupa shunyamiva samadhihi. As Patanjali says. What is that? Normally, in all our activities, there is a trifold thing. You are taking food. You are there, food is there, and the process of eating is there. Now I am talking. I am there, subject of my talk, and the talking is there. You are there, you are hearing me. You are there, the subject of your hearing, and the process of hearing. In all our activities, these three aspects are there: subject, object, and interaction going on. You are walking, you are there, process of walking is there, place you want to go, object is there. Subject, object, and interaction. This is called Triputi. This is called trifold process. This goes on in all our activities. And even when you are doing your activities, this trifold activities goes on. Even meditation also. You have an object of meditation. And you are there. The meditator meditated and the process of meditation. There is a trifold process even in dhyana, even in meditation. Transcendental meditation. You are getting a mantra. You go on repeating the mantra. And you go on repeating. So any meditation you take, there are large number of meditation techniques. In all these meditation techniques, the trifold continues. But from there, you join together. Object becomes one with the subject. Subject becomes one with the object. Trifold thing is merged together. Samyak adhiyate. It is samadhi. So you're repeating Om, 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 Om. You become one with Om. You forget yourself. This is called samadhi. So Patanjali says, Tadeva arthamatra nirbhasa swarupa shunyamiva samadhi. That's how he explains. As if you are lost. You have become one with that. So this is called samadhi. In samadhi what happens? Your mind jumps from one level to a higher level of the subtlety of the mind. You move from the gross mind to the subtle mind. There is a jump that takes place. Same thing is in the physical world also. Those of you who know in science, in an atom, there is a nucleus. And the electron is swirling around the nucleus, going very fast, going on. Now, you put some energy into the electron. When it absorbs certain amount of energy, it moves from this to the higher jump. It jumps into the next orbit. From a lower orbit to a higher orbit, it jumps. This is called as the quantum jump. Similarly, the mind which is operating with particular area, in this thing we are doing that, it jumps to a higher level. There is an expansion that takes place. Therefore, in samadhi, there is a single thought, there's an expansion, a jump from one level to the higher level. And what's the result? You are very, very, very happy. And you start getting some new perceptions. Extrasensory perceptions can come. Siddhis may come, start happening. And your knowledge will increase. And you get a lot of good power. All your power are going to come up. You become very energetic. And things will happen. Even it can completely smash cancer. How many of you have heard about Deepak Chopra? Deepak Chopra, great scientist. He wrote a book called Quantum Healing. He was a great person and he was in Boston, in Harvard. And he was taking care of the patients, cancer patients he was seeing. There are some cancer patients who become very bad, cancer spread throughout the body. And the oncologist, cancer specialist said, no more can they live. Only 5 more days. But something happens and completely they become normal. It's called spontaneous regression of cancer. So everybody is surprised. How? The lady who declared almost dead. She had surgery, radiation, chemotherapy, and the cancer has spread throughout the body. But she became absolutely normal. No cancer at all. How? Spontaneous regression. So, Deepak Chopra, what he did in book is, he collected such cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases. He brought together, gave the complete case history. And first portion of this book is this. case history presentation of spontaneous regression of cancer. Then is it a magic? What is it? Is it just a miracle? Is there a science behind it? He writes in the second thing. So he says, when the mind goes into that thing, the sudden jump in the consciousness, they go into the samadhi. When you go into the samadhi, this type of thing happens. That spontaneous regression of cancer. Any disease you have, the dreaded disease, will all get vanished. That is the power of samadhi. Therefore, we have to learn to get the glimpse of samadhi. For normal people, it's a tremendous amount of bliss. And you are going to have this wonderful bliss, knowledge, power, and freedom. Unparalleled bliss. And we had one person who came here, I think 23 years back. He's a very great personality. He is from France, Paris. He was working as an ambassador of France in London. And he came here and to Bangalore. He wanted to have a rejuvenation for health. He came to Jindal, but he didn't like. Then he came here, and when he came here, he asked, "Can I stay for one day?" I said, "Yes, please stay, no problem." Then he heard one of the lectures which I was talking about in Samadhi. Is it possible? What is to be done? You have to do meditation and go into the Samadhi. Dhyana should take you to the Samadhi. What is to be done? I am told. Ananta Samapatti. Go on watching the sky. Tune the mind to that infinite expanse. He started doing that. And one day over, then he asked, let us stay for a few more days. Every day he was sitting. Morning he will go. When you go into this ring road, if you go straight into the end of this thing, in the southern western end of this Prashanti Kutiram, there is a rock. He was sitting there every day. Morning he will go and sit up to breakfast. Morning 6 o'clock he will go sit there watching the sky. Come, have a little breakfast. Again go there, sit 9 o'clock. It was all December time, very pleasant. He was sitting. Then he will come for lunch at 1 o'clock, have a little lunch, take a little rest. Again he will go at 2:30, sit there up to sunset. Went on doing it. And he found his mind was wandering, It was not coming. So he will get the glimpse of Akasha, then he start thinking something else. Then his thing is said, his mind started rebelling. Why you are wasting your time? You are a very important person. You have so many activities. Go. Don't stay here. Already 3 days over, 4 days over. Nothing is happening. Then he said, no, I have to test this Samadhi. I have to get the glimpse of Samadhi. I want to really test. He was a very important person. 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, it went on. And one day he got tremendous thing. Very, very, very happy. 21 days he stayed here. He was going out. We had a big VVIP who was here. He said, see, you came here just for a visit. You stayed for 21 days. 22nd day you are going. What made you stay here? He says, that rock is called Swati rock. That Swati rock made me stay here. Very, very humorous person. Then, yes, what? Have you not seen rocks? No? Is the first time you have seen rocks? What are you talking? No? What were you doing on the rock? Then he explained. Every day morning, I'm doing. I heard the talk about the Samadhi, and Samadhi can give you wonderful bliss. And I stayed there continuously, working on the mind to go to that silence, to that expansive silence of the sky, mind going deeper and deeper and deeper. It took days and days and 2-3 weeks. And then I got an explosion inside that day, and I was so very happy. He said, you see, in my life, I'm born very rich, born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I got educated in the best schools in Paris. Unfortunately, I was first rank in every class, first, everything. Then I got a wonderful job in Paris. Then I got married. My wife is very beautiful. She is the best dancer of Paris. And we all had enjoyed our life very well. And we have two children. Both children are very pretty, very beautiful. They are all enjoying. And then I was posted to London as an ambassador of France. Then you can imagine how much of happiness I would have got with all the luxuries, with all the types of things, sense pleasures, a wonderful happiness and very happy life I have been doing. But when I compare the happiness that I got here, the bliss I experienced here, it is 1,000 times more than the best happiness I got in my life. He said, this is Samadhi. In Samadhi, you have tremendous amount of bliss. It's an ocean of bliss that comes up. When the mind goes into that thing, it jumps into this thing, 1,000 times, 15 times more happiness than the best happiness that you get. That's why people want to get into the Samadhi. But Samadhi is not the end. Many people confuse and think that Samadhi is the end. But that is the real beginning. This is the real opening of our life to a higher dimension of consciousness. But then he explains how you have to go deeper and deeper dimension. Then you have to go to what is called the Sanyama, Trayam Ekatra Sanyamaha. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi to be done together to go to the next levels. All that he did. So this is what is brought out here. It's the higher dimension of consciousness. So when you go into silence this, you can see that this is the Samadhi thing. You're in this thing here, always activity going on here. You go into that silence and get into the Samadhi. But then inside, there is a lot of activity going on here. Going on, activity going on. So they're all activity stored as memory stores. Memory stores, tamas, rajas and sattva. They're all stored here. They're called as granthis. They're memory stores, and they're called smriti. And in this thing, you have got the activity going on. Just like activities are here. So therefore, the gnani or the realized soul, realized as a person who has got the glimpse of Samadhi. He understands that this region is not a zero. It is not pure consciousness. It is not ultimate kaivalya. There is a lot of activity going on. For a long time, we thought this ocean, which is there inside, there is nothing. But when we were able to dive deep into the ocean, then what did we find? Tremendous amount of world inside. Millions and billions of different plants, insects, animals, fishes. Today you go to any underwater world, museum, exhibition. You can see all this thing going on. So inside the ocean, don't think it is all zero. It's nothing is there. There is a world of its own. Similarly, when you go deep into this thing, there is a lot of activities going on. Creatures are going on. So that is what he realizes. What is the reason of that recognition? Once you understand there is activity, even that activity has to be silenced. The tamas, rajas and sattva embedded in these imprints also had to be cleansed. The tamas that are there had to be shattered. Rajas had to be controlled. And sattva has to be developed. And you must purify yourself even in the deeper layers. So it is said, Sakashayam Vijaniyat, Samapraptanna Charayet. You have to bring the balance. All these imbalances which are inherently present, the Sanchita karma and Prarabdha karma, all have to be cleansed. So this is the deeper sadhana that has to come up. And that's what Krishna says in this dimension. And that is the new dimension that Krishna says. So, seeing action in non-action, that is, seeing the activities going on, seeing the day in the night is the deeper dimension. Yesterday, last week, what I told, seeing non-action in action. When you are doing activity, there should be inner calm, inner peace, inner blissful awareness, and stay there. Now, don't think that inner awareness, inner silence, relaxation, calmness is the ultimate. You have to cleanse that further, go deeper and deeper and deeper, and do this thing. Sakashayam Vijanayat. Understand there is the kashaya, there is the imbalance, there is the blocks, obsession, phobias, granthis, all are embedded in the deeper dimension. These are all embedded in the form of our personality traits. This all has to be cleansed. That cleansing is brought by balance. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yoga is to bring balance. And that is what one has to do. And this is the process. How to do that? Stimulation, relaxation. Stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax. What is the shloka we have for cyclic meditation? Laye sambodhaye chittam. Repeat. Laye sambodhaye chittam. Laye sambodhayet.
Sambodhaye
Vikshiptam.
Vikshiptam
Shamayet.
Sambodhayet
Punaha.
Sakashayam
Punaha. Sakashayam.
Samapraptam na chalayet.
Sakashayam.
Kashayam
Vijaniyat.
Samapraptam
na chalayet. Samapraptam na chalayet.
Samapraptam na chalayet.
This is the secret for sadhana, given in our Mandukya Upanishad. What you have to do? Stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax. When you go on doing it, you'll be able to cleanse all our obsessions, phobias, blocks, knots, granthis, all our personality traits which are all hidden in our entire this region, inner layer of the mind, inner deeper dimension of our consciousness. And that is the secret that he gives. So action in non-action, seeing action, activity going on in our non-action. So with that, we close today's thing. And if you have any questions, we can spend a few minutes for that thing before we close. You can put it on the chat.
Namaste, pranams.
Pranam. Good. You have any question? Send. Murari, Jata. If you people have any question, you can write and give also, or you can ask. I got 5 more minutes left.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Namaste. This is Rupesh. I'm speaking from Goa. Guruji, pranam. One question I have.
Yes.
When we are actually trying to reach to the sattva level from tama rajas, the equilibrium state, how to attain the equilibrium state of sattva and how to retain for some more time? Because in cyclic meditations, Guruji, as you explain, to maintain the equilibrium, how to retain that equilibrium? What are the efforts we need to take to retain the state of sattva? for more time?
So this is the standard question that Arjuna asks Krishna. The question is that our mind is very disturbed and goes on wandering and wandering. How to bring stability, how to get into the phase of dhyana, how to get into the phase of samadhi. You are telling big things, Krishna, but look at my mind. It is running riot like a wind, and how to control that? Very difficult. And to maintain that calmness and peace is big things. And getting the glimpse of samadhi, getting into samadhi and staying in samadhi, going deeper, all big things you are telling. But what is our state? Arjuna asks, So what Krishna says, what you say is absolutely right. Mind is very difficult to control. It is like a wind moving around, and what you say is perfectly right. Very difficult to control the mind. But if you understand the trick, the upaya, the secret, then you can control the mind. What is that trick? What is that upaya? What is that secret by knowing which you can control the mind?
Abhyasa.
Abhyasa. Abhyasa is practice. Every day go on doing this practice. Cyclic meditation, asanas in the morning, pranayama, meditation, all that you go on doing regularly. And when you go on practicing, slowly the mind is going to come to your control. And somebody asks, student asks, how long I should do, sir? 5 days okay? 1 week okay? 1 month okay? What Patanjali says. Depends on you. Depending on how well already you have the control over the mind. It may happen that in just 1 day, you stay and then you can go to samadhi. How many people can do? In millions and millions, maybe one. But other people may take 1 month, people 1 year, maybe 5 years, and everything. So Patanjali gives a general direction. Satu dirgha kala, nairantarya, satkara sevito drudhabhumihi. It's a long process for all of us in general. It takes a long time. And every day must go on practicing. For that person, ambassador who came here to get the glimpse of samadhi, it took 22 days. But for many of us, for all there, it may take more time or less time, depending on your state of the mind. When we are all born, we are born with certain amount of sattva, tamas, and rajas. If the sattva is very high, a 90% sattva, only 4% tamas, 6% rajas, then probably your mind will stay in silence in a few days. But if the sattva is very less, only 10%, your tamas and rajas predominant, then it may take months and years to do that. I know many people who say I have been practicing this meditation for 30 years, but still my mind wanders. I don't get dhyana. Therefore, what is to be done? You must go on practicing, understanding the dimension. Stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax, stimulate, relax. Cyclic meditation is a wonderful tool which our great master, Shankaracharya teacher, Gaudapadaji has given us. And that, if you adopt that, regularly do cyclic meditation, within a few days you can get a glimpse of samadhi. And it cleanses you deep. It gives very deep rest, 32% rest for this thing. If TM gives you about 15%, 15% reduction in metabolic rate, reduction rest, this gives you 32% rest. And that is the wonder that our great masters has found. It's a way by which you can shatter the tamas, control the rajas, and then go to the sattva dimension, go to deeper dimension of silence. So that is the way that has given this thing.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you so much.
Here it is telling such an honor and then blessings to hear this sparks of wisdom. Okay, thank you. What is the concept of granthi? Or the same as nadis? Granthis
Yes, Guruji.
or
Yes.
the memory stores. Nadis or the channels through which the prana flows. Nadis are different from granthis. Granthis are the blocks which are
Oh.
there in our mental store. They are like memory stores which are there. The whole of our personal traits are stored as memory stores in this thing. So this memory stores in a very subtle way in the Manomaya Kosha, they are often called as the Granthis. The Granthis have to be overcome. So therefore, it says, Bhidyate Hruday Granthi, Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha, Kshiyante Chasya Karmani, Tasmin Drushte Paravare, as it said. So, I'm not telling to, or to, no, not it.
Thank you,
That,
Guruji.
that comes up,
Yes. Thank you,
Before we
Guruji.
said what activities to be done for best deep sleep of 4 to 5 hours. Very good. So what I suggest is every day before taking dinner, practice the cyclic meditation for half an hour. And that will control your food habits and also will bring wonderful sleep. And before you go into sleep, just go on repeating your Ishtadevata and stay in the dhyana sthiti for a while, which can help you to go do things. That's how you can get.
Thank you, sir.
You,
Thank you.
thank you. With that, I think we will close today's session. Thank you very much for your interaction. And any questions you have, you can still send me by email and I will repeat, or you can take up this question in my next class, next Saturday, same time, 7 to 8. Thank you all for your
Thank
presence
you.
today.
Thank you,
Dhanyavad.
Guruji.
Krishna
Thank
Guruji.
you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा दुःखभाग् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः धन्यवाद नमस्कार
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.